gentlemen, this is Ryan Nornberg for Shrewd Perplexity, coming to you live from Jam Central Station in Indianapolis, Indiana. Got two lovely guests for you this week. Sit back, relax. This is Shrewd Perplexity. Okay, once again, I'm Ryan Nornberg, joined again, actually recording on the same day, might do a couple episodes with these two, the husband and wife duo of Pat and Kathleen O'Mara. Welcome once again.
Good to be here. Good to be here.
Great to have you. We're going to go ahead before we dive into any stories here and throw out some sponsors. Again, we do sponsors a little differently around here. They do not pay us anything, but we just happen to be patrons of their products. So we got 4 sponsors here on the tables. Actually, I'm going to go down the row here. We've got quite a few of them. Pabst Blue Ribbon, Flat 12 Beer Works in Indianapolis, Indiana, Big Muddy Brewing out of somewhere in southern Illinois, Grolsch Premium Lager,
Shmay.
I can't read it. I freaking forgot what the hell it was. And Fountain Square Brewery, also located in Indianapolis, Indiana. They are not sponsors of this show whatsoever, but we are sponsors of theirs.
Yes.
So we've got a fun episode here today, talking about some topical ideas, simply because today is the 13th of February. Tomorrow's Valentine's Day.
Woo.
It's Valentine's Day. So we're going to go into some topics on how to make your Valentine's Day even better. But I'm going to start it off with a story that's not related to it completely, but I'll bring it all back. So, poop. Okay, we're going there. I've had a rather large career in that section. I've been known to need plunging help on various occasions. And we had quite the issue last week in this house. So the house that we live in here, it's old, built 1929. So it's got original clay sewage inlet and outlets, and, I think it's an updated center stack, but who knows? So first day, I'm upstairs. We have 3 toilets in the house. We have one on the upstairs, one on our main floor, and one in the basement. I clogged the main floor.
Oh, man.
It happens.
How close to the kitchen?
Well, it's in the
kitchen.
kitchen. Yeah. Holy crap. It's actually right next to the pantry, too. But anyway, you do what you do. You grab the plunger, it goes down, everything's fine, we think.
Oh, no.
So, fast forward another day or two. We must have had a very large dinner. Day or two later, clog the upstairs. Okay, it's fine. Bring the plunger back up. We've lived here for a year now. It's not been an issue. Plunge it down. It's great.
You may need to find a doctor.
No, it's par for the course, man. So anyway, we get those down, and fast forward to last Saturday. Okay, so we go out. We go on a hike with Gibson, our dog, and our aunt and uncle's dog, Walter. And he gets a little dirty because it was wet and from snow and all that fun stuff. And Erin took him upstairs to give him a bath and then take a shower herself. I was working on something out in the yard and then came downstairs here into the basement to wash myself up, drop off my laundry, things like that. I come down here, and actually the drain that you are sitting above right now, Kathleen, and the drain that the fridge is sitting on top of right now, which used to be a shower port, were about that deep of sewage water backing up into into this basement that we sit in currently right now.
Shit Central Station.
Quite
Yeah.
literally.
Again,
So
thanks for having us.
I'm freaking out, right? Like, holy shit, what's going on? But fortunately, we've got insurance for it. We pay $15 a month to basically, since it is original plumbing, if they have to replace it, it's like $20,000. So $15 a month to go against that, we're fine. We call the guy, like, hey, we need somebody out here. Something's going on. I tell Erin to get out of the shower as quickly as she can. She does, and the water starts to recede. It goes away. So we think, okay, it's only when we're running water. This is weird. So we try to replicate it. It doesn't happen again. The guy comes out, looks around. He's like, I'm not seeing anything happening. We ran all the faucets, flushed all the toilets for like half an hour, and nothing happened. He's like, you really want to know what I think this was? I'm like, well, sure. He's like, you probably had a clog to your outlet of your main sewage outlet that was backing up anything that you were putting down the pipe and was backing up into your basement until it was able to flush itself out. So I took it one step further and not just clogging toilets, I clogged my sewage line.
Wow.
That's the moral of that story.
Oh.
But don't worry, I came down here. All of this was removed and completely bleached, then pine soled, so that you could eat off of this floor. Though I don't recommend it.
Yeah, we'd be
Yeah.
looking forward to that.
Yeah. So the reason why I wanted to bring that topic up, first reason was because I'm kind of proud of it. Actually, is our topic of the day being Valentine's Day tomorrow is what are some of the worst possible Valentine's Day dates you could take somebody on, or things that you could do. It could be a first date, could be a second date, could be anything that you just don't freaking do it because you're gonna have a bad time. And really, that one goes into don't talk about gross things. It seems pretty simple, but a lot of times you can be kind of absorbed in your own little world, and you spit something out that not everybody is going to be on board with. So avoiding the hot button topics
Yeah.
would be recommended.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
away we go with it. I'll let you guys start commenting on there.
Well, I Kathleen, I'll let you go first, but I think going off your story, I think one thing for sure is if you've got some issues, make sure you clean your system out before you go on the date. You don't want to be,
Yes.
stuck in the bathroom.
Oh
whole
God,
time.
no! I never had that on a date, right? But in college, my senior year, you're right towards the end of the year, you start going on job interviews, and usually, you go to the job fair, and it's only the few companies that fund money into the university who only take top tier people. Well, I had an interview with like 20 other candidates. We got like bussed out to ADM. ADM's a huge supplier of food and food-related pieces to be a commodities consultant for them. And we're all sitting there waiting, and basically you're just in this giant conference room waiting to be selected to go do your interview. I had like a bran muffin or something, and just instantly was like, oh God. Ran to the bathroom. Was a rather lengthy time, which I usually reward myself on being quick and being able to get in and out. No, must have been the nerves and the bran. But they called my name while I was in there.
Oh, no.
And so I had to go like one later, and then I was all flustered because it's like my first round of job interviews.
Wasn't meant to be.
No, it was not meant to be. And actually, I love my job now.
That's
It's
awesome,
a great
yeah.
job. So if anything, God had a plan for me.
Your
And
body
He's the
saved
reason
you
why I had to
again.
go poop.
Yeah.
So don't talk about disgusting things. Kathleen, what do you think?
I would say don't try to be the try too hard guy. I think that always frustrates me. You always see those guys. We saw one last night at dinner. Flowers are great. Flowers are nice, but if you're gonna do flowers, go all out. Don't be the cheap guy who brings like daisies or something, unless they really like daisies, maybe. But
Maybe their name's Daisy.
maybe their name is Daisy. But I would think also that would be kind of cliche, and she'd be like, "How many times have I gotten daisies because my name is Daisy?" She probably wouldn't like that. So yeah, don't be the try too hard guy.
Well, there's a question with that is the try too hard guy can fit into a lot of categories.
Yes.
So are you saying try too hard guy in the sense of overly romantically trying, or the try too hard guy to fit the persona he's looking to portray?
Either. Both.
Okay.
Yeah. So I would say try too hard guy also, don't go to, Ruth Chris on your first date. I mean, how often are you going to go to Ruth Chris? Probably, in your early 20s when you're dating people kind of thing. Or that leads me, I'm going to get back to the Ruth Chris thing later too, or like a fancy steakhouse kind of thing. Just do what you normally would do, and so that's kind of along my try too hard guy kind of thing.
So I'm gonna caveat that real quick into something that my wife got me into, and I have to admit, I do watch it and I do comment on it quite a bit. The Bachelor and the Bachelorette. We watch it on Mondays, and yeah, I'm kind of invested in it now. But my biggest complaint about it, and what I probably tell Aaron about it every single episode we watch is, all right, they're going out to find love, right? Everybody's going to find love. And yeah, the whole multiple people think great. They're put into situations that are never going to be replicated ever again.
Right.
They're not going to be in the Bahamas one week, then to Mexico, then to Vegas, then to New York, then to Italy. That doesn't happen. And it's the same concept of, hey, let's go to Ruth Chris's first time we go. I'm never going to take you there again.
Right.
But
Yeah, it's a marketing ploy. Hey,
if anything,
let's,
it's kind of just putting it out there that I'm really looking in the short term here, which is why I think a lot of those don't work.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're also sponsored by The Bachelor.
And Ruth Chris.
And Ruth Chris, exactly.
And you know what? Sherry's Berries. Because if you don't get Sherry's Berries for your date, then you're a jerk off.
So you've been listening to ESPN Radio. Okay. Yes, good one. Don't try too hard. Try too hard guy in every sense of the word. Doesn't need to be on a date. It's just the worst guy ever. We
Yeah.
all know that.
Do you have any? I got another one. I would say don't pick something that's, unique to you. So if you're a really big heavy metal rock fan, don't take this girl to a Metallica concert. Number one, you can't talk to each other the entire time. And if she is not a Metallica fan, she's probably not going to go on another date with you.
MetallicaMeet.com. Is that one of those sites out there?
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah.
Or blacksoulsmeet.com. Like not Black Souls like black metal people. Come on, this isn't a racial program here.
Yeah.
Jesus, heads out of the gutter. Come on.
Yeah, but I would say definitely concerts would be a tough one. People always go to movies as well, but you can't talk.
That was one of mine. Yep.
Why go to a movie? So I don't know. In the end, just go somewhere where you can talk and hang out. But that's if you're looking long term. But if you're a short term guy like we just had before, yeah, go somewhere, get her, super drunk and see what happens.
Yeah. I mean, I honestly think just granted, I've been out of the dating game for a long time. You guys have been out of the dating game for a long time, but I found most success with going to your local pub that you're most comfortable with, because it's non-threatening. You're relaxed. It can be quiet, and a libation or two can loosen things up and start conversation.
Right.
And as long as you don't have ill intent, that's fine. But, I guess it all depends on what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Takes a lot of people to make a world.
Yeah, and I mean, as you mentioned, we've all been out of the game for a while. I never was privileged enough to use the apps of Tinder and all those sort of things. So I would kind of be interested to hear what some of those Tinder first dates are like, if they are considered
I don't know if they
dates.
call those dates.
Yeah, I don't know how those are technically described, but
Yeah, I never went on a Tinder date, and I was I was probably engaged by the time Tinder actually really came about. But I used it once, and it wasn't mine; it was a friend's. And I was staying with some friends up in Chicago, and a buddy of mine had it, and I had a freaking blast because I just swiped accept for everybody, and anyone who would connect with us, I would tell them that I was a Kennedy. And that I had a boat, and if they would want to go hang out on my boat. And it worked on 2 out of 6 women. So just say you're a Kennedy, people. There's a ton of them.
I mean, I think
And
everybody
you're
should.
a Kennedy that didn't kill anyone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yet. Why am I on
Right.
Tinder? Oh.
I would say I think everybody needs to do Tinder at least once, even if you're married, because I think it kind of not go through with it, but just do. Yeah, I'm looking at you, bud.
It
but
validates.
yeah, it makes you, if you need just a little self-esteem boost, swipe right or left. I don't know which way is good or bad, but see, maybe someone, swipes right back, and you're like, yes, I still have it. I still have it. I've been married for almost, 10 years, but someone still wants me.
Well, Going back on the
Yeah,
things
Valentine's
you shouldn't do
Day,
on
sorry.
a date. I think this is hands down my number one pet peeve, and I think it's a issue for our generation and generations to come, and it just drives me absolutely nuts. But don't go on a date or somewhere and spend the entire night on your phone, looking at your phone.
Yep. Yep. Really, I think that comes down to it's a security blanket and almost an addiction now to where you do not feel that you're doing enough or you're not in a comfortable zone because you don't have it in your hands. Like there's times during the day where I'll just click it on and click it off. There's nothing on there. It didn't ring. I don't need to do anything, but it's like, oh, fuck, why am I doing this? But it's just there.
We're programmed, but yeah, I mean,
No, it's a huge pet peeve.
If you're going on a date with somebody, you're trying to, spend time with them, and you're trying to, see, whatever the situation may be, see if this is something, worthwhile, and it's going to work out. So don't go there to spend time with them, and then pull out your phone to see what everybody else is doing.
Unless you're having a bad time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
But then again, just be upfront about it. I hate the runaround of just completely beating around the bush, not getting to the point. And the worst is the slowly losing contact. Like no calls back, maybe one text instead of the 5, eventually one a week, and then nothing. Just say, hey, didn't like it. Sorry, we're done. Saves everybody so much time.
Yeah.
So much time. But I got a clip for you.
Okay.
That your comments on even married people should try Tinder and things like that for kind of validation. This is a clip by Patrice O'Neill, rest in peace, phenomenal comedian, explaining in so many words that type of
Behavior.
exactly. So
We're like, I'm trying to like make it so women just like understand a little bit of like just to sympathize. It's like we're like sport fishermen. This is what I'm saying. Men like to fish, and sport fishing is different from catching fish for food. You just get it, you catch it, and you
Let it
you
go.
know you show your friends. Because you want them to know that you can catch fish. You take a couple of pictures so you can show people the fish that you have the ability to catch. And then you release it back into the water. But a lot of women in here, you have boyfriends or husbands. You were fish that jump back on the boat. And just was like flapping, looking at me like, hi, I was wondering if you're gonna be fishing here again next week. Like, yeah, for other fish, get off my boat. Is that how you treat all the fish? You'd be like, oh, God damn. Nope, I'm sorry, sweetie. You're the last fish I ever wanted to be with. Now you stuck. Stuck with the last fish who was loving you and fighting hard to be on your boat. Then she got comfortable, and now instead of doing this, she's like, so we've been together for like a year now. Why do you still have a boat? You'd be like, so what's she trying to say? I can't catch fish no more? Why do you need to catch a fish? Because if I lose my ability to catch fish, then you're not gonna find me sexy no more. So you gotta smell fish on me so that you know I can catch fish so you can act right.
and it explains exactly what you're getting at on Tinder.
Yeah.
You got to be able to show that, I
You
can
still
still be a
got
little
it.
dangerous.
Yeah.
Still got it. So yeah, we went through phones. Don't go to movies or concerts just because you can't get to know somebody at all. And don't overly try hard. So don't get the 6-foot bear.
Right. Maybe go mini bear.
Yeah.
And then as your love grows, get to the 6-foot bear.
Fuck dad. I mean, there's only so much space in a house.
Right.
If any, I feel like
Especially
I
when
would
there's
get
shit coming through the basement.
exactly. We're already
Yeah.
clogged up here. All right.
But I mean, really, what girl really wants even a bear? I mean,
No.
right?
Yeah.
I mean,
No, I'd agree. If anything, I would get a girl that I was gonna break up with that week, but since it's Valentine's Day, like you can't. So you give her the 6-foot bear because it's a complete nuisance, and then you break up with her
Yeah.
next week.
Yeah,
Well-
to go off of your thinking there. I mean, it is we're finally reaching. I think the breakups are going to be happening here
Right.
in a few weeks because you're pretty much locked in from Thanksgiving up and through Valentine's Day. So
No,
absolutely.
yeah, there's something going on constantly that. Yeah.
Well,
March,
and-
the seasons are changing. Weather's changing. Relationship statuses are changing.
It's statistically proven though that springtime is the perfect or is the highest time for breakups and relationship changes.
Spring cleaning.
Yeah. Well, you can't be the asshole who breaks up, before Christmas. You can't be the asshole who breaks up after Christmas. And then you got Valentine's Day, and you can't be the asshole, who leaves them hanging on Valentine's Day. So yeah, I mean,
The guys I feel.
Retard alert.
Can't do that.
Nope.
The guys I feel the worst for are the guys that have, girlfriends whose birthdays in like the first week of April or the middle of March. Because guess what? You just got extended for a whole other month and a half.
I had a situation in high school. It was, I think, my sophomore year. I started dating this girl, and she went to a different high school, actually, one in our conference. But, she's great girl, nice. But it's high school. You're constantly, grass is greener.
You're constantly fishing.
Exactly. We're gonna catch a fish. But she was the lead role in their school's musical, and I made the realization that I wanted to catch other fish about 3 weeks before the premiere of that musical.
Oh, you ass.
I stuck it out.
Oh, good. Okay, good for you. Good. Okay.
but
Hey, don't jump to conclusions.
I'm
over
sorry.
here.
I'm
but
sorry.
begrudgingly for 3 weeks, and then added at least another like week or two on it because they had more performances, and I couldn't do it in the middle of that. So I basically dated someone for 2 more months just because I was too polite.
Yeah.
That's a nice guy's finish
that's-
last thing right there.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
Yeah.
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 And you had to go to probably all those performances and probably buy her flowers.
Yeah. You want to talk about punching the dick when you're trying to get out too? Hey, flowers. Hey,
Yeah.
great. It's awesome.
I hope you went for the days. I hope you went for the daisies.
I don't even know what flowers I got. I go to Aldi for my flowers because they're decent quality and they're cheap as hell.
Oh.
Are they also plastic?
No, they are real. Aldi's good stuff, man. They're
man.
German company.
Really?
Yeah, Germans. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit, I
Gosh.
dropped my pen. Anyway, let's see. I put this one on here because I was reading. I did a little research on it, and it says not to bring up mental problems or diseases that you may have.
Yeah, you know what? I think you can go the other way on that if you have an inclination that maybe the person that you're with also shares similar disorders or diseases. Maybe you can embrace each other in that regard.
Hey, you got the herp too?
Oh man, we were meant to be.
Oh, I saw you itching down there. What you got going on? I think we may have the same thing. Christ.
Oh gosh.
But yeah, don't bring up diseases or that special friend that lives inside your head telling you to burn things.
Right.
We can burn things together.
Yes, let's burn things.
Another good one, I think, I made a joke about it earlier, which isn't really a joke, but you shouldn't joke about it. Getting too drunk on a date is, this guy or gal isn't your babysitter. Not until you get married, then you're full-time babysitter. But
Yep.
It's rich.
yeah, getting too drunk. I mean, again, you can't have a conversation really any good conversation with a drunk person, and then they have to take care of you or find a way to get you home safely, or God forbid something bad happens if you're with someone who has bad intentions. So
Yes.
I think that is that's definitely a big one for dates.
I gotta say, this is great to have a female perspective on this episode specifically, because Valentine's Day it's a tough topic because some women love it and expect a lot to come from it. Some realize the hallmarkness of the holiday or what it's been built up to be, and everybody kind of wants something a little bit different. So thank you for being on for this episode.
No problem.
I think being overly shy is something that was my biggest turnoff. In what I looked for in somebody, like confidence is, I think, one of the most attractive things that anybody can put out there. Everybody has second comings and things that are quote unquote wrong with them or that they feel that way of. But if you own it, fucking rock it. Yeah, I got a mole on my face. Fuck it, it's a beauty mark. Like stuff like that. It's just I think it's great.
Yeah.
Well, the same way we could say, yeah, I have herpes, but I'm rocking it.
Shit, yeah. I hooked up with 4 people last week. How do you think I got this?
Yeah.
College was great.
Where'd you? You too? Yeah, it was a great time.
We probably slept with a lot of the same people.
We're Eskimo buddies.
Eskimo brothers. What a great term. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, obviously, I'm Eskimo brothers with people. I don't think I think I might know 2 or 3 of them, but yeah. Other than that, not too many.
No.
Yeah. Just saying.
Yeah.
But it's part of life.
Yeah, it is. It's not something you think about every day, and I highly recommend you don't because it'd be very depressing.
Right. But that's another good thing. You probably shouldn't talk about your exes or anything like that.
There you go.
When you're on a date with someone new, who you're
Great transition, Kathleen.
trying to incorporate them into your life.
And you know what? If you really don't want to go on a date with this person, do all these things.
Right.
See how it goes.
Exactly. This is either how to make a date go really well or how to get out of a bad one.
Right.
Just bring all this up. If you want to get out of a bad one, eat as much garlic-based food and the messiest dish you can possibly find.
Yes.
Which the first date my wife and I went on, we went to Chili's. And I mean, we were college students, didn't have a ton of money, didn't want to go to like Five Guys or something. So we go to Chili's, and never in my life has it been more awkward to eat chips and salsa. Because Chili's chips and salsa are huge. So much so that you can't fit a whole one in your mouth. And, like, to try to break them and get it right, you're like, you drip salsa. And
you know what you could have done? You could have just taken your fist, right when you guys sat down, and just started smashing the chips.
I hate these fucking things.
How are you today?
Yeah, have a good day.
I'm just making them smaller so we can eat them together.
Aaron and I both to this day still think about that time of how awkward it was to try to eat chips and how much effort we were making. The conversation was probably fucking terrible that day just because we were thinking, okay, don't spill. Can you fit it? Can you break it? So yeah, if you want to get out of a date, eat a bunch of garlic and eat a messy meal.
Do you want to tell the crowd what our first date was, Patrick?
Yes, we went to a Tech 9 concert, officially our first date, I believe.
Tech 9?
You went to Tech 9 and you're preaching that you don't go to frickin' concerts or movies for your first date.
To be clear, we had known each other.
We had known each other for a while, but that was
Yeah.
kind of our first, like, let's do this together
Sure.
kind of thing.
And the whole
Little
don't
Malibu
get,
Lou?
don't get too drunk.
But no.
Kathleen's nickname amongst our circle of friends is the Gremlin because if she drinks alcohol after midnight, she turns into a gremlin, just like the movie in terms of putting water on them.
In my fraternity, we all had a drunken alter ego. It would only come out basically if you didn't remember something from that night, that guy was out. And mine, which is kind of contradictory to what actually happens to me when I get to that point, but it rhymes with my name. I was Horny Norny. and he made plenty of appearances throughout my 4 years at Illinois State. But yeah, like I said, contrary to popular belief, things don't work that well once he's out in the marketplace. But
Horny Norny sounds like a guy that might be on Tinder.
Yeah.
He definitely might be on Tinder. Gosh, make a profile for that. Just a joke profile. That'd be so funny.
I heard he's related to the Kennedys.
He is definitely related to the Kennedys and has an awesome boat. Let's go ride on that boat. Maybe a jet ski.
How about no?
It's the final note that I got here and that I kind of used throughout my entire dating career. I actually got from the movie The Girl Next Door.
Oh,
Okay.
Great movie. Yeah.
Great movie.
Yeah.
You know, if you haven't seen it, you know, it could have the connotation of something a little risque. But the boyfriend who was in the porn industry, again, excuse me, he spat the line, "Always leave them wanting more." And you could take that very dirty, or you could take that to a point of, you know, leave it on a basis that they want to see you again. And not in a creepy way, but, you know, show your best side and show something that, you know, they would really want to see again.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
you gotta be you because ultimately that's what you're gonna deal with. If they don't like it, go fishing.
Yeah, exactly. If anything, I'm a very stubborn dater. That's for sure. I would be myself a little too much, I would say, and not
Yeah.
deviate to kind of bend to whatever people kind of wanted. But
Hey,
hey,
as long as horny norny's not coming out, we're all good.
hey, he's a fun guy. I tell you what, Horny Norny, that being, was a big extreme sports fan and a big extreme sports participant. Me, Ryan Nornberg, as a young lad, was big into skateboarding and you know BMX riding, and yeah, I got away from that. Kind of going into high school, got into more music, guitar, things like that.
It's a little
but
safer.
yeah, it is a bit safer, but you know, Horny Norny just loved it. You know, find stairs to ride bikes down, and would jump off things with skateboards, and never broke anything. But you know, he was entertaining.
Yeah.
He's an entertaining guy.
What is your drunken alter ego, Patrick? I don't think we have a name for
We
you.
have the Gremlin. We've got Horny
I don't know.
Norny.
Yeah.
I feel like that's one of those things that you can't really, you know, it's like your nickname. You can't give yourself your own nickname. But
That's
I
true.
don't believe that
We have one for you.
I don't. Maybe I'm just a responsible drunk. I don't know.
Or maybe
Uh.
you just act like such a drunkard your entire life that you don't need an alter ego.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
It's
gotta-
just Patrick.
That's Patrick again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's keep going on the Valentine's Day theme. Let's go into some of our favorite love songs.
Okay.
Kind of set the mood for the days and nights that are coming up. I'm going to start off with one of my all-time favorites, which I guess could be slightly taken as a joke, as we get an ad in the beginning of it.
The Toyota
but
Let's Go Winter event.
Toyota, we are not sponsored by you. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I just died in your arms tonight. Must have been something you said.
For the crowd, I will not be singing.
I mean, like I said, it's kind of a joke one, but it's one that it's funny, but at the same time, you're like, yeah, I freaking love this song. It kind of comes back to there was an SNL skit where there was a husband and wife like wedding singer duo. And they show up at this wedding, and this is the only song they know how to play. So like they're playing it as they're walking down the aisle, and they only get to the "Must have been something you said." That's the extent of the song that they know. But
I don't know. I don't know what it is about the '80s, but it's just it just gets you jacked up.
passionate.
It's just so,
Yeah, so that's where I'm starting it off at.
Okay.
We'll pass the chord and hear what you guys got going on here. I just died in your arms tonight.
Now, like my main question with this is, how many people out there do you think really are like, "Hey, baby, it's Valentine's Day. Let's turn on some Barry White and just go to Pound Town." You know? Is that what it takes? I mean, nowadays, or
I don't know, honestly. I mean, I'd say in high school, you know, when you're, for me, I lost my virginity in high school. when I was first getting
High
into
five.
my sexual prowess, I thought that setting the mood with music was a much bigger deal than it actually is. I had a whole Coldplay and Lifehouse mix that I had.
Did you have a Boner Jams playlist on iTunes?
Did not have Boner Jams because Boner Jams, to me, is more of a self-preservation act rather than the coming of two bodies.
Yeah.
Going along with the
So Boner Jams would be like Rammstein and Daft Punk, you know? Like
the coming of two bodies. We had an incident in college. I don't know. I know the man that was involved, and I'm going to have to say his name. His name was Joe Miners, one of my great friends from college. I can't remember the girl that was involved, but he also had a playlist of music that he had for evenings with the ladies. And at one point, it wasn't, I don't think it was all like romantic music, but at one point throughout the evening, Your Body is a Wonderland by John Mayer came on. And like apparently either like him or the girl like just were like, okay, this is done. Like we just can't we can't even continue at this point. So that is one of those songs that I hear all the time, and it instantly brings me back to like that moment, but I can understand why maybe someone would pick that as being their most romantic love song.
Yeah, I mean, and as we go through these, obviously, like I kind of viewed them as when I listen to them myself, they give me the feeling of love and attraction and thinking of my significant other. The playing it in the background for the actual sexy time kind of thing started off thinking that it had to be, all the lovey-dovey stuff. But if anything, it ruins the mood.
Right.
I think just having music that you vibe with is better. Like, I adapted. It was a Pandora playlist. I guess, sure, this is my Boner Jams.
Okay. Well, I knew it was coming.
There was a Pandora playlist that is still used to this day. Empire of the Sun.
Oh, wow.
The Empire of the Sun.
Walking on a Dream.
Walking on a dream.
Boning on the bed.
Yeah. How can I explain? Yeah. It's great. I don't know. It's an ambiance thing rather than the lyrics being all lovey-dovey.
Right.
Yeah.
But like we were listening to what, ESPN radio or something on
Now
the way.
that is sexy.
We were listening to it on the way to work on Friday. We work together, and yes, we carpool. And this guy was saying that he was doing the top Google searches of every state, and for like Valentine's Day, and one of them was Barry White songs. So that's why I'm thinking, like, do people really want to listen to Barry White on Valentine's Day?
I'm more of a Manilow guy myself.
Right.
If anything, for me romantically, I play Sinatra.
Yes.
Sinatra's
I would say,
my classic kind of romantic. Put it in the background, let him swoon.
Yeah, there's a good some good advice, I guess, for anybody out there. You can never go wrong with Sinatra.
No, you can't.
We're
married.
No matter
the reason why we're married is Sinatra.
No matter the situation, you can put it on. It's gonna play.
Oh yes, it's gonna play thoroughly. You could play Chicago in New York or New York in Chicago, and people are gonna love it.
Yeah.
Just the way it goes. All right, what you got?
All right, well, this is one that I have that I wouldn't recommend it as one that think of your loved one when you listen to this song.
You're
But
driving down the road, it comes on the radio. Oh, I think of my lady.
This just brings you back in time a little bit and brings you back to some soul, some good old loving, some soul.
Who is it?
It's called "Strokin'" by Clarence Carter.
Oh, good.
Oh, hell yeah.
When I start making love, I don't just make love, I be stroking. That's what I be doing. I be stroking. I stroke it to the east, and I stroke it to the west, and I stroke it to the woman that I love the best. I be stroking.
morning.
Have you ever made love just before breakfast?
I'd love to, Clarence Carter.
Have you
best.
ever made love while you watch the Late Late Show?
Yes. Actually, yes.
Well, let me ask you this. Have you ever made love on a couch? Well, let me ask you this. Have you ever made love on the back seat of a car?
You haven't stumped me yet, Clarence.
I remember one time I made love on the back seat of a car, and the police came and shined his light on me, and I said, I'm stroking. That's what I'm doing.
All right, so I'm gonna
That's
pause this
beautiful.
here.
That's
I'm
brilliant.
gonna pick this up. There's for those of you that are familiar with this song, and for some of you out there who have not heard this song, it gets pretty dicey towards the end of this, and I want you to check this out and pick it up here once we get in a little bit more of how Clarence Carter gets involved and how he gets down.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a very detailed song, but
Here we go.
always tell when she gets satisfied. Because when she gets satisfied, she started calling my name.
sexified, so sexually satisfied. I love it.
Clarence
So-
Carter, Clarence Carter. Ooh, shit, Clarence Carter. The other night, I was stroking my woman, and it got so good to her. You know what she told me? Let me tell you what she told me.
Oh shit, the hop slams are
She
out.
said, stroke it, Clarence Carter, but don't stroke so fast. If my stuff ain't tight enough, you can stick it up my...
Woo! Clarence Carter, baby. Wow.
All right, so
That
that's
is
my love song.
That's a great one. Holy cow. How can we follow that up?
Oh man, that was great. And the best part, side note of that story is when your husband plays it for his parents and they're just like, yeah, okay, like I can get down with this song, and I'm just like, no, this is not right.
I think everybody is eventually, if you have a close relationship with your family, which fortunately myself, Erin and her family came from non-divorced households and very tight-knit groups where everybody gets a little too comfortable. And things that don't need to be mentioned can be mentioned, because we're kind of at the point now where it's not our parents, it's almost peer-like in the
Right,
sense. Like
yeah.
my dad is one of my best friends ever, forever will be, and so is my mom. But that's just because we're relatable now. But I don't know if I want to be that relatable.
Correct.
You know,
Yeah.
they can't have that much relation.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It's give and take.
Birds and the Bees was a long time ago, Dad. I'll tell you what. Let me grab that cable there, and one of my all-time favorite songs that is honestly it's a great song for this one. I think while it does remind you of your loved one, I think is actually better during intimate times.
Baby making.
Yeah. So
Or practicing baby making.
yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Call that training.
Yes.
Oh, I know where this is going.
Yes, you do.
I've got experience with this song for a few establishments I've been to.
I'm really nervous. Why do you have experience with this song?
Because it's one of the greatest songs of all time. I love this song. Closer by 9 Inch Nails for those wondering. And if you are, what rock have you been living under?
You know what? Go pick up a mask at your local grocery store or your mall, and put this on and have a great Valentine's Day.
You know, it's gonna introduce you to parts of your life that you've never explored before, and that's where life begins.
You know,
On the edge of your comfort zone.
I just picture two people wearing those like horse masks just going to town.
Oh, I'm thinking a luchador mask.
Oh, one luchador, one horse. Look at
Yeah.
that.
I would definitely. I also have an luchador mask, Patrick,
Yeah,
in
you do.
case you want to make things interesting later.
How late did the stores open? What time was it? Oh,
It
Yeah.
might be going a little longer. I mean, yeah, the complete joke for a love song, but in the same sense, I love this song so much. I'm actually working on recording this song, but using all the instruments I know how to play.
Right.
Because there's so much going on in this song that I don't know how to do, but I love it so much I want to try to replicate it myself. But yeah, anyway, I'll put one on that's like a legit one, and something that is more relatable. I'd put one on that I don't know if anybody would really know, but this one is an ad
Oh.
at the beginning.
I was
It's
like,
not
I
the
like
dog.
this song.
The dog days are over. Yeah. Well, I don't want the dog days to be over. Oh, Hop Slam, so good.
Gosh,
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Hop Slam, new sponsor.
If you'd like to send us
all right.
tons of Hop Slam, we'd be okay with it.
We'd totally be fine with it. Drive by Incubus, actually quoted in our wedding.
Really?
Yeah, the
Wow,
guy who performed. Is it performed? Yeah. What if people? Yeah. Yeah. Performed our
Executed.
nuptials. Executed our nuptials. Referenced it at the end of it, just because both Aaron and I are big Incubus fans, and yeah, it just speaks to how far you'd go to get to your lady.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You know, it's all about you know what applies to both of you, I think, and you
Yeah.
know, that's one of those situations where you know it's cool. You gotta put something you guys both like.
Exactly. But yeah, not something you'd put on in the background while you dim the lights down and light a few candles. But hey, it just a great song all around. All right. Looks like Kathleen, you're queuing something up over there.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna play this one because it's totally off topic. But when we said, you know, what's the best love song, I was like, well, I have like all the traditional stuff, but there are some songs that are like, I love this boy and you love this boy, but the boy's mine. Like, you know, Brandy versus Monica, the boy is mine. Like, that's kind of one of my jams that I liked. But I have all the typical ones, you know.
Yeah.
So, but I feel like we haven't really had any real ones.
You're right. This is what I'd say my
The
first
closest,
first
yeah.
real one that I'd put on here. Here, I'll throw another real one on then. Another one of really for me the cliche standard love songs. Your body is a wonderlands of
Yes.
the world. I don't find them to be that romantic because of how cliche they are. If anything, they're the try-hard guys
Right.
of romantic music.
I think there's some good ones, and I think I tend to sway country on this.
No, country's definitely got a ton.
Oh, this is a great song.
Love Dave Grohl.
Yeah, they
love
were-
the Foo Fighters, and there's just so much passion in this song that, you know, the lyrics don't exactly follow a romantic premise, but it just hits you in a way that you desire somebody and something. That,
Yeah.
Love it. Absolutely love it.
Is this the one that what's the one he wrote for his daughter? He has 3 daughters, but
Yes, he does.
they all came on stage when they were in Indianapolis. It was adorable.
Yeah, I know. We were there.
Oh, yeah. Okay. There you go.
That's a great show.
Awesome show. I can't remember what one it was, but yeah, it was good.
So yeah, again, bit alternative from what you would think of as a love song, but you know, to me, this is the direction I think it takes. It's more so just emotion building rather than calling it all out.
You know, I think we'd be remiss not to play one good Sinatra one for anybody out there that really is just, you know, something classic, something good. You know, Sinatra's got that beautiful, beautiful voice, and got to have a little bit of that. When Valentine's Day, anytime, anniversary, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday,
Yeah.
anytime.
Fly me to the moon, let me play
Frankie, baby.
among the
Unbelievable.
stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, baby, kiss me.
I think, as we get into it, I think I want to leave it off on Frankie for the songs. Because we got one final little
nice.
thing that we're going to chat about. Because we're actually getting close to the hour mark here. We're already 50
man.
minutes into this episode here. So, in the long and the short of it, make a romantic song what it is to you. It could be whatever the hell it wants. It could be death metal. Could be country. Could be whatever. If it means something to you, that's what it is. But you can never go wrong with Frankie.
No.
Moral of the story. All right, that's enough chummy Valentine's Day stuff. Another topical thing for the time that we're in now, and this already happened this past week. We had Ash Wednesday. The beginning, or was that last week?
No, Ash Wednesday was this week.
Okay, that's what
Yep.
I thought. So we got the beginning of Lent.
Yes.
And I'm also from Wisconsin and was raised Catholic. So the giving up of one thing for Lent has been in my my life since I was a young child.
Yeah, much the same with us. I think we both have been through it. Raised Catholic, so there's you go through the process, and I think Kathleen actually has a very very interesting perspective on this because she I don't know how often she did this previously, but she went last year and really jumped the shark, and why don't you tell everybody what you decided to do for Lent last year?
I gave up drinking for Lent last year. And it was surprisingly not as bad as one would think. At first, I did it because I was like, I got to prove to myself I'm in control here, that I don't have a problem.
Yep.
I think the Gremlin
I've done
came
that
out the
before.
night on
Right.
Fat Tuesday.
And yeah, I think the Gremlin did come out on Fat Tuesday, which is she just went balls to the wall. And then, Ash Wednesday came in and was like, okay, and I didn't do the Sunday thing because number one, I have a job and I have to go to work on Monday. Number two, I also don't think that's right. It's cheating.
Yeah.
But it was tough, I would say, for like the first week and a half because as a woman, the first question you get is, "Are you pregnant?" And it's like, "No, I'm giving up drinking for Lent." And then once they realize you're not probably pregnant because you're telling the truth, that's fine. And then also, there is kind of like a little, a detox in the sense of you have a really bad day at work or, you're just sitting at home and your husband's having a beer and you kind of just have to like find another avenue to either take out that stress or just, say, I'll just have a glass of water. It's great. But after that week and a half, I think once your friends knew you were doing it, they support you. It was fine. But yeah, it was a little extreme of my giving up for Lent things.
I'll be
back.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Easter Sunday was amazing. There was champagne and beer. There was everything.
I'm in a candy store. No, that's got to be a tough one. I've done the giving up of alcohol before. I did it first year out of college, kind of about a year and a half, or about a half a year into me living here in Indy, working a real job. I had a few months left worth of student loans, and I was like, you know what? To prove that I'm in control, 'cause, obviously you always question, like, man, I'd really party kind of hard. I did it until I paid my loan off, and yeah, again, it's tough that first week. Once you're past that, it's like, okay, yeah, can make it happen.
Yeah.
Did you see doing that many, like physical or mental benefits outside of, obviously just proving to yourself that you can do it?
You
Like
know,
a lot of people claim a lot of weight loss and hey, I've got more energy now and
yeah, I hear those same things too. No, the only thing was, I would wake up and I would never be hungover. Like I knew for 40 days I was never going to have a
it's
hangover.
a great feeling.
And so I would get up at 9 a.m. as opposed to, like sleeping until 10:30 or 11.
Yeah.
Or 2:30
Or
this afternoon.
2:30 today.
Hey,
Um,
it happens.
So
So the gremlin was out last night.
the
Okay.
gremlin was out last night.
Everybody was out last night.
But yeah, I mean, there was no extreme weight loss, but again, like I don't really have a ton to lose, so maybe that's not why. But yeah, I mean, I got up a little bit earlier than I normally did, but that's kind of it. Maybe I'm just not a raging alcoholic.
That's
So-
part of it. Yeah, that's part of it. And
Well,
yeah. Go ahead.
I always operate on there's a great German song out there, and the saying is such: "In heaven there is no beer. That's why we drink it here."
Yes.
And
Mm.
you know what?
Mm.
You're never guaranteed tomorrow. Enjoy your time while you have it. And if you want to drink a beer, drink a beer.
Yeah, no, I'm completely with you there, and I think going back to the benefits that people claim, and there are actual measurable benefits that come with not drinking and drinking, and vice versa. It's the mentality that we currently have as a society that there's a cure-all if you change one thing.
Right.
I mean, it's one part of your lifestyle, but there's a lot of factors that go into that. So, just taking it out's not gonna.
Yeah, I
do
think
it.
that's a good point about Lent. In general, I think
'Cause
life's
people-
a
yeah.
balance. You have to if giving something up for what 40 days. In the grand scheme of things, is not the healthiest thing to do. The healthy thing to do is to stay balanced. If you want to drink, do it in a responsible, good way,
Mhm.
and do it all year. if you have a sweets problem, don't get over 40 days and just binge on it when you're done. Just don't eat as much during
Yeah, I
every
mean,
day.
I think you got New Year's resolutions. They start tailing off right around now. Shit, I got a bump from Lent. All right, I'm gonna keep it going.
It's like an addiction.
Yeah.
Oh God, there's got to be some new thing coming.
It's an anti-addiction.
Yeah. No, but there's a purpose to Lent.
Yes,
And
yes.
yes.
Agreed, but we're not a
But-
religious podcast.
Right, we're not a religious podcast, so we're not going there.
No.
But it's not. I don't think the purpose is to find that end all cure all, like you said. Yes, there needs to be balance. You need to do that, but that's not the purpose. And you could also. A lot of people in the new trend is nobody wants to give anything up, so they're like, I'm just gonna do this more. So I'm gonna work out more. But again, same thing. Maybe I'm
Listen
gonna work
to more
out more.
Clarence Carter.
But-
Mhm.
You need to continue
Oh,
working out
shit.
more.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Yes, you do. Well, I'm gonna put probably the only thing that I put down for my list of like crazy things you can give up, and tie it back into one film that's a kind of chick flick that
Yes.
I actually really like.
I know where you're going.
40 Days and 40 Nights.
Yes.
Masturbation and sex, period. Giving that up for 40 days, 40 nights.
I think I would explode.
Yeah. Since my awakening.
In high school.
Horny Norny is not gonna do well.
Horny Norny he came about later, but I just I don't see how it could happen. That movie, while funny, couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. Sorry.
There's probably
It's
a
living
couple,
life and keeping things in balance right there, like what you talked about. That got to keep a level head.
Yeah.
Woo! We're funny tonight.
Hop slams kicking in, folks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. What about you, Patrick? Have you given up anything crazy?
I've never given up anything for Lent in my entire.
I don't think that shocks anybody on
29-year-old
this.
history as being a Catholic, though. I
True.
will say that I tend to be pretty balanced in my everyday life. I think for me, I don't think there's anything that I go too extreme in that is like, man, I really got to give that up.
Yeah.
you know.
But I don't think the purpose is extremes. It's just something that maybe you really enjoy and you would give up.
It's
so
sacrifice.
right, it's
Right,
just a little.
right.
So
I
like I
understood,
know
yeah.
you're a dark chocolate kind of guy. So
But I couldn't even tell you the last time I had one. So I could say I'll give that up for Lent. But do I think that is a worthwhile?
you
Well, I
didn't
feel
have
good about myself knowing I gave dark chocolate.
Yeah,
for
it wouldn't be
Lent.
enough of a sacrifice to you
First.
because you live in such a balanced way.
I would
that-
go out and buy all of the M&Ms in the world because I know you've been sneaking some M&Ms lately.
Really? Oh man, we're gonna have to have a discussion because
Yeah, I would probably go out and buy stuff to tempt you,
Oh.
which probably wouldn't really work.
that's
with
what
that
happened
whole,
to Adam.
That is what happened to Adam. Poor guy.
Women. Ugh.
Jeez.
Be careful out there.
I'll tell you what, that's a great note to end it on.
Yeah, end it at the beginning.
Yeah, exactly. Well, be safe out there. Enjoy Valentine's Day. This will probably air after it anyway.
If
Probably
you think you
well
might have an
after it.
STD, go to a doctor.
If you're in college and it burns when you pee, the school nurse is free. That was my uncle's famous advice to me when I was going off to college. But yeah, thanks again for joining, and probably be seeing you guys on future episodes, probably more than one. So,
Thanks for
Awesome,
having
yeah,
us.
thanks for having
yeah,
us.
this has been Shrewd Perplexity. Have a good one, everybody.